So welcome back guys, you are watching Rising Coders Era, and in this video we are just going to see that merging sorted arrays. So here what is going to happen, we are going to have a sorted arrays. So right now you can just see we are having a left sorted array and you got the right sorted array. So we are going to have this two sorted array and we are going to merge them. Okay, so we are going to have the third array which will have all these values and we are just going to merge it inside that array and we are just going to sort it. That means it will be in ascending order. So how we are just going to do, let's see inside this video. And before moving to this video, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please get subscribed to the channel guys. And this is the Java program series where we are just working with core Java, opps, DSA, and also the problem statements. We are just going to solve them in upcoming videos. So please get subscribed to the channel. Okay, right now you can just see both the arrays are sorted. So you can just see this is a left array, okay, which is having indexing 0, 1, 2, 3, and it is also sorted. You can just see 1, 3, 6, 7. It is a sorted value. If we see about right array, we can see that it is also sorted. Okay, 2, 4, 10, 11. You got the sorted values here. And this is the index. This is the index 0, 1, 2, 3. So here we are having, this is the left array and this is going to be your right array. Okay. And we are just going to sort it and we are just going to place all the numbers over here. Okay. If we calculate the length of both of them, so you got how many numbers? 4 plus 4, you got totally 8 numbers. Okay. So there are total 8 boxes over here and we are just going to combine this and you will get this array. So for that what we can do, we need a variable which is going to be at this point and at this point. So let's move to the next point. So you will get I variable over here, you will get j variable over here, you will get k variable over here. Okay. So for this we are just going to move from here and for j also similarly we are going to iterate in loop. Okay. And for k also. So this is the thing which is really important that we are going to check. If I is less than or it is equal to j, then we are just going to place it inside the k. Okay, this array which we have just created inside this k location. Okay. Otherwise what we will do, we will just place the j value. Okay. So right now we are just going to compare. If we see this is the I value and this is the j value. So which one is smaller? I is smaller than j. So the condition gets true. I is smaller than j. Okay. So what we are going to do, we are just going to place this one number at this 0 position. Okay. Inside this array at this k point. So you can just see in next slide, we have just placed the one number over here. And after that what will happen, this I will be incremented at this point and this k is going to increment by one position. Okay, both of them are going to increment by one position. So you got I at this point and you got k at this point. So right now we are just going to compare this with this. Okay, this is going to be your I, this is going to be j. If we are going to compare this, I is 3 and j is 2, is I smaller than j? No, I is not smaller than j. So this condition is getting false. At that point what we can do, we can just place this 2 value over here. Okay, the value of j. So what will happen, this j will be placed over here. And what will happen, this j is going to increment and it will move at this location. And k is also going to increment and it will move at this location. So let's see. Okay, both of them have just moved. You can see j is also moved, k is also moved. Then what we can do, we will just again compare I and the j. Okay. Now 3 is less than 4. Yes, 3 is less than 4. So I is getting less than j. This condition is getting true. So what will happen? 3 will be placing over here. Okay. So what will happen? 3 will be at this point. Okay. And the I and k is going to increment by one position. So I will move at this point. K will move at this point. Okay. That's all. Now our I is 6 and j is 4. So this condition is getting false. So at that point, we are going to take this value which is present at j. So it will be placing over here, j and k is going to increment. So in short, what is happening, if you see which number is smaller is going to be placed over here. Okay, the number which is smaller, it is going to place, and this I and j, they are going to increment simultaneously, and also the k is going to increment. Okay, so that's the thing. Now right now if we see I and j, which one is smaller? Is I smaller than j? I is smaller than j. So we are just going to fit this 6 at this location, and I and k is going to increment. Okay, now we will see that we reach at this point and here I is 7 and j is 10. I is 7 and 7 is smaller than 10, no problem. So this condition is getting true and 7 will be placed over here. So what will happen? 7 will be placed and right now just k is going to increment by one position. Okay, k is going to increment by one position and at this point what will happen? The remaining numbers which are present, ahead from this, they are going to be copied. So you will get 10. Then it is going to increment and you will get 11 as well. So remaining numbers are going to be copied in this way. Okay. And also your j will be increment. So the remaining numbers which were present at this point, they are going to be copied And also what will happen, your j is going to also increment, so j will be at this point at the end. Okay, so we got all the numbers if you see, and they all are sorted. Okay, you can just see all the numbers are being sorted. So you got 1 2 3 4. Okay, you got 1 2 3 4 6 7 10 and 11. So all the numbers are sorted. So this is the code which we are going to write now using, and in this way we are just going to copy all the numbers inside this array. Okay, inside this array we are just going to copy. So this is the concept which has been used for merge sort. Okay, which has been used for merge sort, which we are just going to see in upcoming videos. And for merge sort, this technique has been used because we are just going to divide the array, and at the end we are just going to compare it in this way. So we are just going to have some arrays, basically two arrays we are going to have. So you will get the notes and source code inside description, guys, that we are just going to have a left array. Right now we are just understand, and we will have a right array. And what we will do, we are just going to compare these values. If this condition is going to be true, then we are going to place the array of I, that means this value, inside the k, that means inside this array. Okay, and otherwise what we are going to do, we are just going to place the j value. So first thing, we require two arrays. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy these both arrays. I'm just going to paste it. Okay, I'm just going to paste it over here, and both of them are going to be of type integer. Okay, so they are going to be the integer array, and here we will just make the semicolon as well. And we have just created the both of arrays, left and the right. You are just having some values as well. Let me zoom it. So you got some values inside it. So left array is having 1 3 6 7, right array is having 2 4 10 11 numbers inside it. Okay, so we got these things. The next thing we have to know, and we have to calculate the length, because what we are going to do, we want an array which is going to be the third array. Okay, which will have all the numbers inside it. Okay, so this array is going to be also of integer. So what we can say is equal to new, and it is going to be of integer type. So inside this we have to define how many size is required for that array. So for this array, how many size is required? If we see this array, basically I'm talking about this. So you can just see 1 3 6 7, and plus we are having these numbers. So how many size we are being required? So you can just see 4 plus 5 6 7 8. So how you will get 8? Okay, so you can write manually 8 over here. Okay, because there is totally 8 size. You can just see 4 5 6 7 8. Or what we can do, we can just create a variable, create one variable. So for that we need a variable for the left array, and I'm just going to give it any name, n1. And for right array, which is going to calculate the length basically of that particular array. So what we are going to do, we are just going to say L dot the length. Okay, we just write the length. And what we are just going to say, we are just going to say r dot length. Okay, that's all. So this is going to calculate all the length. So it is going to calculate how many numbers are present inside that particular array. Okay, basically the size of the array. Okay, so it will return 4 for this, and it will return 3 4 for this. Okay, so there are total 4 values. Now we will create another variable. We are just going to give it name as len, and this will be n1 plus n2. So it will return 8 basically. Let's log it. So I'm just writing system.out.println, and the length. Now when I'm just going to run the code, so here there is some problem with this. I'm just going to make it comment, and right now what will happen, it will just print us 8. So basically 8 size we want. Okay, if I'm just going to increment inside this, it will calculate automatically. Okay, so that's why I've just written here, and inside this we are just going to pass this. Okay, we are just going to pass this length. Copy, and let's paste it over here, and I'm just going to remove this. Now here we are just going to start, we are just going to say at the initial point, this is going to be the I, which is going to be 0 at the 0 position. And same for what we are going to do for the j, it is going to be at 0 position, and we will have the k for this array. Okay, so we are just going to say that int I is equal to 0, then we are just going to say int j is equal to 0, then we will say int k is equal to 0. So all of them are going to be 0 at starting position. Basically this is going to be the starting position for everyone. Now the main thing here comes, and we are just going to use a while loop. So I'm just going to write while, and there will be some condition inside it. Okay, now what will be the condition? what will be the condition? So we are just going to say if the I we are talking about, it should be less than n1. N1, which is going to be this length, that is going to be 4. Okay, so less than 4, it should move up to, so basically we are going to start from 0 index only. So 0, 1, 2, 3 means 0, this will be your 0 index, 1, 2 and 3, up to 3 we want. So we are just going to say less than, because we don't have to move outside. The next thing here, it will be j should be less than n2. This is the next case, and coming inside this, there will be one condition, that if the left of I, okay, left of I is going to be less than and the equal to sign. Okay, we are just understand it. So basically left should be capital, I just created capital. Okay, and right should be also capital, it will be j. Okay, so if these conditions are going to be, we have just declared first that we are going to start from 0. Okay, we have just declared we are going to start from 0 and up to where we want to move, 0, 1, 2, n1 will be your, how many numbers? 4. So it will move up to 3 index, that means 0, 1, 2, 3. In this way it will compare. Similar with this. So what we have just done right now, if you see guys, okay, we have just said that I is 0, j is 0, k is 0. So at this point you can just see when your I is at this point, it is 0, and at the j it is 0, and at the k also it is 0. The index, basically the index, it is going to be 0. Now if we talk about, we want less than n1, that means this size, we have just understand about this, we want up to 0, 1, 2, 3. So we have just done this. And for j, that means for this one array. Okay, so you can just see over here this array I'm talking about, and for left array this is going to be the case, and for right array this is going to be the case, and this is going to be your array. Okay, this array which we have just created, the new array basically. Okay, so here there will be one condition that we are going to say, if left of I, that means we have just written over here also. So this condition which we have written right now, okay, this is the condition basically. Okay, so we are assuming that this array name is left, that means just L, and this will be your array which will have the R. Okay, R inside it. Okay, this array name is going to be R. So if left of I is lesser or equal to right of j, then only we are going to place which number inside this? We are going to place the I. Okay, that means we are going to place this, okay, the left array. So what we are going to do, we are just going to write here that you can just say that array of k, okay, is equal to what? Is equal to, it will be this, okay, left of I. So we will just copy this and paste it over here, and that's all. So what will happen, this number is going to be filled inside this, because the condition, if you see, left of I is lesser than equal to right array of j. Okay, and it is less, this number is less than this, if you see. So what will happen, this will be placed inside this. So you can just see the condition gets true and it will place. So what will happen, right now we are in 4. So what will happen, you can just see 1 is been placed over here. But you need to know that when 1 is been placed, so what is happening here, okay, I and k is also incrementing. So we will just say I plus plus over here. So we will say I plus plus. Okay, because I is incrementing by 1 position. Okay, else what will happen, the j value is lesser than I. Okay, right now you can just see j is smaller than I. So for this condition, we are just going to write else condition. And what will happen, array of k is going to be equal to, array of k is equal to what? Array of k is going to be equal to this one array. Okay, so it will be right of j. Okay, it will be right of j. Now after doing this, what will happen, these two will be placed inside this, and j and k, they both of them are just going to increment by 1 position. So you can just see 2 is placed, and in the 7th slide you can just see j is just updated and k is also updated. We are just going to increment the j value, and also we need to increment the k value all the time, because what will happen, if this condition gets true, the k is going to increment. If this condition gets true, then also k is going to increment. That means k is going to increment 100% until the loop is going to work. We are just going to write k plus plus at this point. So at this point we are going to write k plus plus, that means k is going to increment by 1. Now at this point what we see, that I is at this place, we have just placed it, and right now these two values are remaining. Now when these two values are remaining, we don't need to check these values which are present at the left array. Basically what will happen, we don't need to compare them because they are already sorted. So we can just place this directly over here. Okay, so the remaining numbers, at this point we are just going to run one more while loop. So here I have just created a comment that if any elements are just remaining of left side, so this thing can happen with left array as well and right array as well. Okay, So for that, we are just going to create this while loop. So if the remaining elements are there, so we are just going to use this while loop. I should be less than n1, and when it is less than n1, if any elements are remaining, so we will say array of k is going to be equal to left of I. Okay, if any numbers are remaining at that point, only it will work. Okay, and at this point we are just going to increment I and k simultaneously. I think you got the point. And similarly, in this way, we are just going to do with the right array as well. So I'm just going to copy this and paste it over here. So we're just going to say remaining elements of right array. Okay, so simultaneously we will work with this. So we want for right array. Okay, so for right array, what will happen? Here it will be j, not I, it will be j. And here also similarly it will be j, and we are going to increment, not I, we are just going to increment the j value. Now I think we are just completed with the code. We need a for loop basically for printing the code. So for loop, enhance for loop or for each loop, you can just write. And basically what will happen, the array name is arr, which we have just created this one. Okay, we need to check this one array, that whether it is working fine or not. Okay, and inside this I'm just going to say I plus, and we need a space. One semicolon we are just going to give, and I think this will work. Okay, here is a problem right now. Okay, we will change the variable name, so you don't have to worry about that, and we are just going to make it m, which we have just written in some notes as well, because we have just created some variables. You can just see at the top as due to this reason we have just created some variable. So I've just making this m, and you got the 1 2 3 4 6 7 10 11, which is sorted, guys. We want it in same line, so I'm just going to do print up to print. We don't need to write ln. Okay, so you got 1 2 3 4 6 7 10 11, which is very fine code for us right now. If you see 1 2 3 4 6 7 10 11. Okay, one thing we have just forget to write here, and it will be n2, guys. Okay, so we just have to write here n2, and right now we are just going to run the code. We can just increment it, and right now when we are just going to run the code, you can just see 1 2 3 4 6 7 10 11 13, then you got 40, then you got 45, and then 56. Okay, so that's all, guys, for today's video, and we will be meeting in next video. Thank you guys for watching this video.